Mr. Biden lifted the transgender ban in the admission of men from the United States of America in its military or armed forces. Basically, Mr. Biden finally utilized sex as a political tool, and they all do it. You know, Mr. Trump did the same, the opposite. He banned the men from the United States of America, the condition to be some kind of name, into the armed forces. And I think that is very ridiculous. You know, you have to understand the reality of the situation and the reality of humanity. Humans, since we can remember, since history, and I can guarantee you before history, have all kind of crazy sexuality. So that never prevented them to be whatever the hell they want to be and fight for their group, fight for their identity, fight for their country, fight for their land. And that is what I'm talking about. We need to get away from this fighting thing, fighting each other. We need to stop utilizing sex, utilizing color, utilizing all these crazy identities created to divide humans so they can fight each other and kill each other off. Listen, we can control the population in such a manner that we don't have to utilize, you know, terrible food and pills and crazy things to kill one another. We don't need to create viruses to kill one another. You know, we can grow out of that. The same is that we can grow out of calling people names and letters and transgenders. What is that? What is a transgender? Who come out with that? You tell, if you 2,000 years ago, you will tell, you have told Mr. Constantine the Great that he was a transgender, you will lose your head. If you will tell Trajano, Adriano, Justiniano, they were transgenders, you would have lost your head. Caligula, you sure would have lost your head, and your anus too. Alexander the Great, Leonidas, all the Hellenes, all these people, they practice homosexuality, you know, all kind of crazy sex, but they were faithful and they were mans. They see themselves as mans, as a strong man. Today, no, you cannot fight for your country because we think that you are some kind of leader. And you accept it because I see on your application that they ask you, are you LGBTQ? And you say, yes, I am LGBTQCV. And that is the reason they do not accept you in the military, you people, because you assign yourself an identity, an erroneous identity. You are conditioned. And that is the very reason they don't want you in the military. It's not because you like to have sex with another guy. No, it's because your mind is easily conditioned. Now, you cannot condition men like Leonidas. You cannot condition men like Alexander the Great or every single Roman emperor. You know, you cannot tell Julius Caesar you are gay because you lose your freaking head. You cannot condition these men. So analyze what is happening with Biden now. I think he made the correct decision to take this how can I say this created situation in the armed forces of anyone can serve their country. Anyone should be able to serve their country, and it's a matter of fact that, in my opinion, I think you should be forced to serve your country. But at the same token, we need to get away from that. We need to get away from calling people names and have to show on television with the big pumping circumstances. Mr. President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, just accept demands of the United States of America for serving in the armed forces. I mean, that should not even be an issue. It should not be an issue. I should not be talking about it, but I am. So, decondition yourself, people. Don't call yourself leaders and crazy and like transgenders, and call yourself crazy and like Americans, and crazy sense like Hispanicos, and crazy sense like black and Black Lives Matter, and parties like Democrat and Republican, and forget all about the rest of the parties in this country. Let's create a third party. Hey, guess what? You already have a bunch of parties already being created. It have been created since the beginning of this nation. It's a matter of fact that they changed names. GOP, Grand Old Party. Yes. And today we call it the Republican Party. We need to get away from all these crazy saying. The whole world is watching us like fools. That we came out of high school like fools. That we childs. Go and serve your military. Go and serve the armed forces of your nation, whatever nation that will be, and defend it. Defend your identity. Defend your humanity. And do not attack other humans for no reason. We need to stop that. We can control ourselves in a better way, in a new way. So let's do that. And Mr. Joe Biden, I think you ought to sign something else. Like, let's give our armed forces the correct name, the correct symbols. Let's don't call them the U.S. Marines. Let's call them what they are. The United States of America Marines. The United States of America Air Force. The United States of America Navy. The United States of America Space Force. We're gonna have to do something about that, you know. I would call it the High Force, the Astro Force, something like that. But Space Force, that don't sound right. Anyway, you come out with a name. I'm just laughing at it, but I am correct what I'm telling you. Everyone should fight for the United States of America. Everyone should be protecting our institutions. Everyone should see what is happening. The newspapers, the television, the Hollywood movies, all of them are being produced to show us an erroneous identity. Let's bring the jobs back to the United States of America, where actors and actresses from the United States of America have a job. Every job is being taken by the English people. So it's all together. It's all together. It's a chain. It's all together. Everything that is happening is because we are losing our identity. We are dividing one another into little letters and colors and all these crazy things. We must unite behind a name, a single tribe. Yes, we need to be tribalism. We need to create a tribalism, or tribes, or a single tribe. The tribe of the United States of America. All of us, including the Navajo, the Cherokee, the Hum, the Apache, the Comanche, and everyone. Let's create the 51st State of the Union and give those people who do not have representation. So Mr. Biden, you signed an executive order. Let's study how we can unite and create a 51st State of the Union with all the lands possessed by the United States of America. Puerto Rico, Guam, Vieques, Culebra, even Caja de Muertos, there's nobody living there. The American Samoas, Midway, the Marianas, St. Croix, St. Thomas. And let's go back to the original idea of admitting new states to the Union. How about the United States of Mexico uniting into this very Union, the United States of America? And we don't have to call them Americans. We can call them the United States of America. Just one country, just one nation, just one continent. And then we can be what the Romans never achieved. Saludos.